Welcome to Inspiration Pilgrim. Here we share messages that uplift your spirit, encourage your walk with God, and help you prioritize what truly matters. I'm so glad you've joined us today, and I pray that this time together will inspire and strengthen you in your faith. Have you ever felt like your life is so full that there's no room for anything else? From work, family, and ministry to the hustle of everyday life, we can often feel overwhelmed and like we're just trying to keep up. But I want to share a simple yet powerful lesson with you. Imagine for a moment you're in a classroom with a professor. She pulls out a large empty jar and starts by filling it with big rocks. After she fills the jar, she asks, "Is the jar full?" Most of us would say yes, but then she adds gravel, which fits in the spaces between the big rocks. She asks again, "Is it full now?" Again, most would say yes, but then she adds sand and even water, filling up every tiny gap. Now the jar is truly full. So what's the lesson here? The big rocks need to go in first. If you start by filling the jar with the small stuff, you won't have room for the big rocks. Spiritually, the big rocks represent the most important things in our lives. And the most important rock, the foundation of everything, is your relationship with God. Without that foundation, everything else, our busy schedules, to-do lists, even the ministry work we feel called to, can crowd him out. It's so easy to put God on the back burner when life gets busy. But the truth is, when we prioritize him first, everything else falls into place. The story of Mary and Martha in Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42, is a perfect illustration of this truth. Martha was busy serving and preparing, feeling overwhelmed by all the tasks. But Mary, her sister, chose something different. She sat at Jesus' feet, listening to his words. Martha, in her frustration, asked Jesus to tell Mary to help her. But Jesus lovingly responded, "Mary has chosen the good part, which will not be taken away from her." Mary understood the importance of spending time with Jesus. Making him the big rock in her life, she knew that time spent with him was the foundation for everything else. This is exactly what God is calling us to do. He invites us to sit at his feet, to know him, and to trust him with the details of our lives. He doesn't want us to be busy and distracted like Martha. He wants us to find rest and peace in his presence like Mary. Now, I know it's not always easy. Life can feel overwhelming, and there are so many demands on our time. This quotation sums it up beautifully. It warns us, beware how you neglect secret prayer and the study of God's word. These are your weapons against him who is striving to hinder your progress heavenward. When we start our day with God, the big rock, everything else begins to fall into place. Prayer, Bible study, and time with God become our anchor, helping us to navigate the chaos of life. Let's adopt the attitude of Mary and choose the best part, the part that will not be taken away. Make time with God your priority, even if it means cutting something else from your schedule. Maybe that means waking up earlier, saying no to a few things, or even cutting back on screen time. But I promise you, when you choose to sit at his feet, you're choosing the one thing that will never be taken away. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What are the big rocks in your life? How do you make time for God in your daily routine? It's so encouraging to hear how others are prioritizing their relationship with him, and I would love to learn from your experiences. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's support each other in making God the center of our lives.
Welcome to Pilgrim Inspiration, where our hearts find dedication. In the hustle, in the grind, we sometimes lose what's in our mind. Life can be so full of noise, with tasks and choices to employ. But there's a lesson, clear and true, about the things we must pursue. The big rock, it comes first, the foundation, the holy thirst. Before the gravel and the sand, God's love is the place we stand. When we choose the better part, we'll find peace deep in our heart. The big rock, it's where we start. and He'll carry us through it all. Like Mary sitting at His feet, choosing time with Him so sweet. Martha ran, but Mary knew that with God her strength renewed. In the chaos of the day, we're called to choose the right way, to seek His face, to seek His peace, to let His love bring sweet release. The big rock, it comes first, the foundation, the holy thirst. Before the gravel and the sand, God's love is the place we stand. When we choose the better part, we'll find peace deep in our heart. The big rock, it's where we start, and He'll carry us through it all. When life is pulling at our soul, we must remember what makes us whole. Start with God and let it grow. Everything else will fall below. So wake up early, say no to haste. Let Him be your sacred space. Time with God, the lasting grace. The big rock that can't be replaced. The big rock, it comes first, the foundation, the holy thirst. Before the gravel and the sand, God's love is the place we stand. When we choose the better part, we'll find peace deep in our heart. The big rock, it's where we start, and He'll carry us through it all. The big rock, it's where we start. God's love, it heals the heart. When we choose to sit at His feet, that's the place where peace will